I'm here with Caroline Smith this morning, who is the church administrator at First of Howard County. And Caroline, thank you so much for being with me this morning.
No, thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be here.
Good. So give us a little bit of context before we jump into some questions. What is your role at the church? Maybe how long have you been there?
I'm the church administrator at First Presbyterian Church of Howard County. I've been there 16 years, and it's been a great place. I'm basically in charge of the office. They tell me I run the church. I tell them no, not really, but and sometimes I feel like I do, because I seem to be the central hub of everything that goes on in the church, as far as planning the program year with the calendars, and I do the bulletins and the PowerPoint for all the services every week, and so administrative stuff. So the list goes on and on. So.
Right. And do you cover communications as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
It's kind of a joint effort between myself and our Christian educator, Virginia Caligari. So.
Wonderful. Virginia is so great. So you recently were awarded a scholarship and you went to a training for your professional organization. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Tell us a little bit about that organization.
Sure. APA, as we lovingly call it, but it stands for Administrative Personnel Association of the PCUSA. And it's an organization where support staff can attend conferences, and you can earn levels. There's 3 levels to become a certified church administrator, and you have to take many classes during the time. It takes about a couple of years to attain the levels, and depending on how many classes you go to. It's really a wonderful organization. I started at First of Howard in 2006, and I didn't learn about APA until 2015. And so I joined then, and I attained my level 2 certified church administrator at this conference that we had in April. But we take classes. You take classes in polity, in PCUSA, so that's basically information about the Presbyterian Church, in administration, finance, and facilities management, self-care and personal development, communications and technology, and ethics, advocacy, and inclusion. So you have to take about 40 to 50 hours, depending on the level of certification. So the conference is what makes that possible, is because you can attend the different classes to get that. The other great thing about APA is you meet your peers. So you're in communications with other church administrators, church secretaries, office managers, staff who work at presbyteries, and sometimes bookkeepers are involved, because this is all like the support staff of the church. And it's really great. It's nice to know that you can connect with someone who understands what you're doing. It's just like, oh my gosh. And we can send emails and say, all right, I've got this thing. What do you do? How do you deal with it? What software do you use for keeping church databases and all that? So it's a really good connectional organization. And the other thing that's really great about it is if you hire someone who has no idea what Presbyterian is. Now, I'm a Presbyterian, I guess I could say lifelong. I was baptized Dutch Reformed, but confirmed Presbyterian. And it's been a long time I've done that and been very involved, and been an elder and a deacon. And so I knew the lingo. So when I started working at First Presbyterian of Howard, they were so happy, because I knew what a session was. I knew what the General Assembly was. I knew what a synod was. I knew the polity behind it. But if you hire someone who's not familiar with any of that lingo, because it is a lingo of its own, APA classes and workshops help you understand that. And we're required to take a polity class. I think it's every 2 or every 3 years that it's a requirement.
So it's updated as well. So you got new information.
Right.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's really great. I think the best part is the networking, getting to know people. I know a lot of the gals in Delaware, Newcastle Presbytery, and Donna Scully was the APA president she just finished out her term, and I worked with her because I'm the historian on the board, and so we work together a lot and planning the conference. So it's just a nice way to connect with people and learn at the same time. So it's really good. I encourage every church and every presbytery to encourage their support staff to join APA.
Yeah, it sounds invaluable. I mean, it sounds just incredible. And what a depth and a breadth of experience that they offer for you all in those classes. That's fantastic. So if people want to find out more, they can head to this address on the screen, or you mentioned that they also have a Facebook page, so we could send them to Facebook and probably just in the search bar, look for the name of the organization. That would work as well. So Caroline, was there something that you've learned through this process you've been going through of taking the classes and getting these certifications that has really stood out, that's helped you grow in your call and in your work at the church?
Well, there's probably a lot of things that I've picked up through the years, through the different conferences and that. Wow, that's a good question, because I was trying to, zero in on one of them. I think the idea of learning the polity and the Presbyterianism, I'll call it, of what is right and what is wrong, how the government of the Presbyterian Church works, that we have the Book of Order and we have the Book of Confessions, and how they blend together, and the different things that you need to know in order to make the church run. One of the things I learned this last time was with the class I took with Reverend Mary Gout, and it was called Presbyterian 102. And she talked about the Presbyterian roots and theology and that and how we govern ourselves and all that. But one thing she talked about was the baptized register and the baptized roll, that they're two different things, and that the register is whoever has been baptized at a particular church is listed, and the roll is a list of children of members who have been baptized. So it's quite a different, and I was like, light bulb went on. I went, wait a minute, wait. So I ran and got our church register. I said, wait a minute, are we doing this right? So it's just kind of like, it's useful stuff. It's stuff that you need to know. It's not just like, oh my gosh, I'm going to sit here and be bored. I mean, I've probably heard things over and over again, which I've known through the years, but it's always good to kind of refresh the memory of what you believe and who you are and who you work.
Yeah, well, it's always good to go to a conference and come away with a really practical, just plug and play type knowledge. So I absolutely appreciate that.
Yeah, I find that every time I come back from one of the conferences, I'm like energized and like, oh, I can do this and I can do that, and then you sit down at your desk and go, oh, wow, look at all I have to do. But it's just that excitement, I think that makes you want to just continue doing and doing.
Well, and then when you have that kind of overwhelmed feeling, you've got this beautiful network of people that you can access to get some support in that and to run ideas by and all of that. So it's really, it's winning all the way around, it sounds like.
It is. It's really important because as church administrators or anyone who's in the front office of a church or even a presbytery office, you are the voice in the face of the church. You're the voice in the face of that particular church. And I see it kind of as a ministry. It's not just a job that I get up to and I gotta go to work today. I like going to work. I love my job and I love the staff I work with and the congregation. But to know that I am representing Christ in that particular spot, that I can be the welcoming person. And sometimes that's hard because, you get different people walking into a church office, but that's my role. And it's a job that I really enjoy. And being knowledgeable helps.
Well, I absolutely agree that it's a ministry. It is a calling. And I'm so grateful that you answered that call and that you've been such a faithful employee of First of Howard for so long. And I'm really grateful for your time in this interview this morning. So thank you so much, Caroline. It's been wonderful talking with you.
Great. Thank you. Thank you for thank you for the scholarship. It really makes a difference.
You are so welcome. And if you're interested in learning more about scholarships, you can visit this link, baltimorepresbytery.org/scholarships. Thank you, Caroline.
Thank you, Heather.